Gallery Blue is located in this beautiful new building at 321 Star Street in the heart of Bushwick. I've lived and worked in this neighborhood for 10 years in my artist studio, and I've now got the great gift to open this gallery and curate work of my own along with many other artists and share it with the community. When you're having an exhibition, it's your latest work and a collection of work from, say, that current year, 2018. And so for today, for this show, the gallery is my new piece of 2018. And so that's another reason why I decided to fill it with, a culmination of my work from the last few years. This piece here is actually, this was 2 years in the making, maybe 2.5 years. And this I actually pulled up from my studio floor. So this is what it looks like in my art studio after working for 2 years. The material is actually a waterproof wallpaper that was being thrown away from a design job that I did for a hotel. So I laid that on my floor, worked for 2 years, and then decided it looked like a beautiful piece and it was finished. And so I ripped it up, and I was nervous that it was going to be tearing a little, so I adhered it to canvas with paint and then stretched the piece, and here it is. So my love for fashion and affinity for sculpture in the city has kind of taken its shape in fashion. Because that's a way that something that I have is accessible to me. I'm not able to house a wood shop in my studio. So then my sculptural love kind of transformed into fashion. And so this was a project that just spurred out of these smaller sample Rothko paintings I was making for Ralph Lauren. And once I had that collection, I decided to build this dress and sculpt this dress. And then once I made it, it was such a beautiful piece. I was inspired by the fact that I'm in love with fashion magazines. I'd love to be in Vogue, I'd love to be in W Art Issue, I'd love to be in Harper's Bazaar. And so I have these visions of these photo shoots that I dream to be in. And so I created this dress and created the photo shoot so I could live that dream. And you never know who will see that and where that'll take me. But it's a pretty fun and beautiful dress, not only to wear, but I feel to look at. It's really interesting. It's a painting as a dress. One of the most exciting things about getting to open and have my own gallery was knowing that I got to show artist work who I'm completely in love in and who I really believe in, and also being able to make kind of art friendships between people, artists who don't even know each other, but then I knew when their paintings would live together that they would just become instant friends. And that's how I've met a lot of these artists too. It's so interesting because sometimes, when I see art that I'm in love with, every single time I've met the artist, I've really, really enjoyed the person. So it's interesting how, the things that people create, their insides really resonate in their pieces, and I really feel that. And so these are actually two different artists. And when I knew I was going to put this show together, I saw these pieces and I saw these pieces together, and I couldn't wait to put them together because I knew they'd be great friends. They're both tremendous painters. And so these sculptural pieces, these are done on wood cuts. These are oil and acrylic and covered with a resin. And these were created by the Love Child. The Love Child is also an artist who I met in Soho maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And he was really young at the time when I met him. But I saw his talent right away. I was completely in love with his style and his work and his color. And I knew that we were going to be friends. Even though this guy, I think when I met Jay, he was maybe 19 years old. But we were kind of instant friends via the art. It's like when you meet someone who speaks the same language, it was on. We were working together in many different capacities. Anyway, flash forward 8-9 years later, he's just grown tremendously as a painter, and I just think his work is remarkable. And so these pieces that I have showing here, there's 3 of a series of 20 that he made. And these 20 sculptures were made inspired by his mother, and the series is called Dessalines. And each one of these represents an inspirational woman in his life and someone who's spoken to him. So I just think that they're really stunning pieces. And then to right of this piece is a painting done by Patrick Eugene, and he's an artist I met over a year ago. I showed up randomly at a gallery opening, immediately fell in love with the paintings, and was like, wow. Then I met Patrick, and he's a phenomenal person, phenomenal artist, and flash forward, I think 8 months later, we ended up being in a gallery show together, so we kind of formed a friendship through that, and I knew immediately Patrick, I need your paintings for my gallery because they're just out of this world. He's the type of painter that I really, really love. You know, those true, you know, abstract expressionists, and you know, he just paints really freely. He paints from his heart, he paints from his soul, and he paints with paint, and you can see that. You know, it's really beautiful pieces. This is another one of Patrick's pieces over here. Again, this is a piece that I just had to have. And so I trekked all the way to Bay Ridge to pick it up and stretched it because it was that important for me to have in this show. And I knew also that this piece would speak with Jay's piece. This is also the love child here. And I knew that these pieces would just be remarkable together. They're remarkable alone, and they look even more beautiful together. I think that the conversation between these pieces is just stunning. When I opened my first gallery, we definitely hit the subway with some planned service changes, and it worked in my favor. You know, a lot of people showed up, and this is my latest slappy for the Gallery Blue. So, little Metro card. I wanted to just put it in my pocket.